Good afternoon. My name is Bette Thomaston. I am the Volunteer and Community Services Coordinator for Lakeside Hospice. We are starting a new series on Alzheimer's and dementia. And today will be our first installment in that series. Let me tell you a little bit about what Lakeside Hospice has to offer in our community service area. One of the great things we provide is an Alzheimer's dementia support group every first Tuesday of the month here at Lakeside Hospice at 6:15. Please consider coming to join us for this most important group. We offer resources, support, and fellowship for caregivers going through the journey of Alzheimer's and dementia. Today I want to share with you some of the do's and don'ts and some of the right things to do when caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia. Some of the nevers for caregivers are to never argue, instead agree. Arguing with someone with Alzheimer's or dementia is not going to work. They're going to get agitated and possibly combative when you're arguing with them. Just agree with them and move on. Redirect them to another subject. You'll find that life is much more pleasurable and caregiving is easier when you follow that first never. So never argue, instead agree. Never reason, instead divert. So when you're trying to explain to someone the right thing that they should do or the right way they should do something, they don't understand that when they're in the throes of Alzheimer's and dementia. Just redirect them to another task or to a subject that they enjoy. Perhaps discuss music or take out a photo album, talk about family and pictures, bring back some memories that they are able to capture. So never reason, instead divert. Never say, "I told you." Instead, repeat what you just said. With Alzheimer's and dementia, we know that there is a very common loss of short-term memory. You know that you may have to repeat things over and over again. They may ask the same question over and over again. It is easy to get frustrated, but just repeat instead of saying, "I told you." Never shame, instead distract. So again, redirect them. If something's happened that is upsetting or they've done something that they possibly should not have done or wouldn't normally have done, don't make them feel bad about it. Go on, move forward, and don't by any means shame them, even if you have to take a deep breath and step away from the situation. Never lecture, instead reassure them. So talk to them about what's going on. If they're frustrated about a situation because they have forgotten how to do something, or perhaps they thought they did something and realized they didn't, just lift them up, build them up. But please don't lecture them on the right way to do it or how they should have done it or what they failed to do. They don't understand, and all it's going to do is frustrate them and frustrate you as the caregiver. Never say remember, instead reminisce with them. Don't ask them to recall things that they possibly can't recall anymore. Instead, share with them a story. If they don't remember a loved one, tell them about that loved one, but don't expect them to remember. That will only confuse them and possibly send them into a sadness or depression for the moment that they don't need to experience. Never think he or she won't. Instead, understand that they can't. They have forgotten how to do certain things, how to get certain places. So you are going to have to help them. It's not that they don't want to, it's that they can't remember how to. And that's what we have to remember. Put ourselves in their place. What would it be like if I couldn't remember where my clothes were, or I couldn't remember how to brush my teeth, or I couldn't remember someone's name or someone's face? Put yourself in their place. Remember, it's not that they won't, it's that they can't. Never command or demand. Instead, ask, or model. Show them how to do what you're asking them to do. If it's something within reason that they should still be able to do, you modeling that behavior should encourage them and help them to be able to do that. And remember, repetition is important. Showing them over and over again and getting into a routine will help significantly and relieve some of your stress as well as much of theirs. Never condescend. Instead, encourage and praise. When they have done something, or they're excited about something that they've remembered how to do, or they're proud of something that they've done, you encourage them and praise them for that behavior. Never ever discourage them from doing things that they enjoy, as long as it's safe for them to do it. Never force, instead reinforce. You cannot make someone get in a hurry. You cannot make someone go in a direction they don't want to go when they're in the throes of Alzheimer's dementia. You can reinforce the importance of getting ready, of being at a certain place at a certain time, but you cannot force it. So just remember, always plan ahead, always encourage, don't discourage, and always do it in a pleasant tone with a smile on your face, and you'll get a lot more response than you will if you tend to try to force a situation. Now that we've discussed some of the nevers of caregiving, here's a few of the rights of doing it right. Reconsider the problem behavior. Is it truly a problem? Does it present a danger? Or is it just upsetting you? Really step back and look at the situation. Is it something that you just want to have happen now or need to have happen? Is it something that really truly affects the whole situation in your day? Or is it something that you can step back and look at and say, you know, it's not so important that we get this done today. It can wait until tomorrow. Or we really don't have to do this at all. It's just something I wanted to do. But always step back and try to look at a situation, reconsider the problem behavior. Is it really a problem, or is it just a temporary setback? A routine can help your patient anticipate what to do next and what is expected of them. It gives the patients boundaries that feel secure. So routine, it's key. Doing the same thing each day at the same time can help reinforce a positive direction for an Alzheimer's dementia patient. You know, laying their clothes out at night in a certain spot to where in the morning they know that that's the place they go to get dressed, that that's what they will wear. Laying everything out in the bathroom where they will need it, their toothbrush, their toothpaste. Getting into a routine of doing a certain thing, breakfast at a certain time or lunch at a certain time, a walk at a certain time of day, those kinds of things. Try to establish a routine. It may not always work, but it's certainly well worth the try. Maintain rituals or lifelong habits. If bath time has always been in the evening before bed, a morning time bath may be met with resistance. That is really important. Try to keep them in as much of their lifelong routine as possible. It's not always easy for us to change our routine when we're not struggling with the problems of Alzheimer's and dementia. So remember, if you can help them by establishing the same routine for them that they've always had, that's important, especially if they've moved to a new place, especially if you've moved into your home or someone's moved into their home or they've gone into assisted living or skilled nursing. Always try to keep that routine for them. And if they are moving into skilled nursing or assisted living, talk with the staff and let them know what the routine has been so they can continue to help in that effort. Reassess your patient's physical health. Is there a sudden change of behavior? Patients often become more confused, agitated, or hostile when a physical complaint develops. Consider things such as constipation or urinary tract infection as the cause of unusual behavior. As we know on our side, but you may not know if you're just beginning this journey. Often a urinary tract infection can cause drastic changes in an Alzheimer's dementia patient's behavior. This is very common. So if someone who has always been very easygoing, very talkative, very happy, all of a sudden becomes agitated, angry, having outbursts, they may very well have a urinary tract infection. Because of the effects that has on the body, it can change their behavior drastically. Always consider possibly calling the doctor and seeing if urinalysis might be necessary. Several things can affect their behavior changes. Medicine, new medicines, a change in the way their body's receiving the medicine, conflicting medicines. So there's several things that can affect it. So please consider looking at all of the possibilities, talking with your doctor, and seeing where you need to go next. Show respect. Laugh with your patient, not at them. Never talk to them like they are a child or about them like they aren't there. Include them in conversation, and when it's something that could be upsetting to them, step away. They still hear you. They still see you. They can get the same feelings that we get when we see someone who looks angry or looks upset or is saying something that is negative. So step away when you're having to have those difficult conversations and bring joy into their life like they have brought into ours. Always remember, as a caregiver, it's hard 24/7. So make sure you take care of yourself as well. Allow yourself bits of respite. If possible, have someone come in and sit with your family member, your loved one, for a while so that you can step out, go to lunch, go to the grocery store, a doctor's appointment, get outside and do some yard work. Just go to church and enjoy a Bible study group or just some quiet time alone with the Lord to pray. Those things are important. If you don't have those options, call us and let us help you in other ways. Most importantly, consider coming to our Alzheimer's Dementia Support Group the first Tuesday of every month at 6:15 here at Lakeside Hospice. Call me at 884-1111 with any questions you may have. We hope this session has been helpful, and we hope that this series will be helpful to you. Each week we will discuss a different topic and ways to help you. Remember, there are resources and support out there for you as a caregiver. Don't not reach out. There are many people waiting to help you. God bless you for all that you do.